Mr. Zhang remembered that during the first half of 2025, his KPI or performance is the best in the real estate firm, and his firm delivered excellent performance in the whole region. But with the time passing by and the industrial upgrades, the region he is working for is being marginalized, and that is not the core places for the real estate industry. And no matter how could he work tiredly or work hardly, any update cannot be made by his private endeavors or strugglings, and that is a good time for the property industry. And when it was good, dozens of apartments will be sold per month at his firm, and each broker will be responsible for selling 3 to 4 houses per month. It was a good time. It was past, and its business was promising. But as of the second half of 2021, the extreme control and prevention against the COVID-19, we were fighting with the virus. The performance in property industry was bad and going downward. Even one broker may sell 1 apartment or 2 apartments per month, and for for now, one house may be sold per month at his firm, and his business is quite depressed, and he was very disappointed at the performance. So after the Spring Festival this year, his wife urged him to change profession, but he thought he could do nothing. And in May, he began to find a part-time job to be a delivery man, and just for contemporary. He said he will not work it for the long time. After being a food delivery man, he is cherishing more about working as a real estate broker because he could sit in an office, and no matter it is sunny or windy or rainy. And now if you are a food delivery man, you have to ride your motorbike outside, and no matter it is raining or sunny, no matter it is hot or cold. Okay, and his salary is still relatively low, and he is quite suffering from that. He said the exchange volume of apartment is cut, so the commission is cut, and the brokerage is cut relatively. And I remember there is a news piece, or there is a government proposal that Wuhan government put forward to raise commission about the apartment selling, but that does not help because no one wants to buy those houses when the market delivers some bad performance, and it has nothing to do to rejuvenate the property market. And local government in Wuhan has already tried all measures to energize the market, but all way are used, but it is still stagnant. And if the transaction fee is cut, their brokerage is reduced and their commission is curtailed, so their income is relatively lowered. And in accordance with overall statistics, Mr. Zhang said his income was almost halved compared with his compensation 2 years ago. And he also told journalists that Different brokers may set up different levels within the firm, and their commissions are various. If the commission for an apartment sales is set at 100,000 yuan. Okay, the broker at the highest level in his firm will receive almost 30,000 yuan. But if you are a newcomer, your income, your broker from that sales maybe just several thousand yuan. That is the differences. And when it comes to the brokerage firm, your income really depends on your performance or your KPI. If you could sell lots of or more apartment, your level will be promoted. You can get a better promotion in the company, and your commission or income will be higher than those lower level brokers. But now, under the background of adjustment in the real estate industry, it is also the hard time for those brokerage companies. So they have to develop new business, and they have to eye on wider regions and fields. And there is a competition among those brokers. If it now the top class brokerage firms, they began to take a share of those middle and small sized companies' market shares, and the competition is keen. So that is the outer situation. And inside the brokerage firms, some senior brokers with rich experience and resources, they began to grasp the market share from those lower level sellers. And because the property market is limited and is reducing, so the competition is relatively fierce, and it can be described as evolution in the brokerage industry. And it is quite easy for those newcomers or low-level brokers to be fended off. Only those seniors will survival, and that is the last thing I want to see. And now, after I found that there are lots of online apartment sales, because, for example, a broker will introduce an apartment with his cell phone, and that is the result of the fast development of media and the internet economy. So those online brokers, they are selling the apartment online. That is where they will compete for more market share. So their life is miserable, and it's also hard for them to make more money. Then Mr. Zhang gave his suggestions and told journalists that if it is workable, please do not change another profession. If especially you have already worked in the field for decades, please do not change another profession, because you have already know this field, you have already grasped more knowledge about it. If you change to another lane, another field, okay, it is completely new to you. It has to spend more time and cost for you to learn new knowledge or new skills in a new field. And maybe the income is stable, but its upper limit is relatively low, and it is not easy to be a broker at this time due to the keen competition. So you are a middle-aged man. How could you make money? He's very worried about that. He has a family, he has a child, and even he was not well educated. Maybe there are some high-tech industry or emerging industries such as chip development, hash rate, or algorithm. They are very popular. They are very new, but he really has no time to learn about them. He knows nothing about them. So if you want to change a job, he said he will think of to change a place such as in Shanghai or some places or regions with better marketing performance, but he will still to be a real estate broker. And the property market has already fallen into the evolution, so it is quite difficult to earn money. And he also said if you are new to the region and you just work in the property industry for several years, okay, you can change it. There are still time to learn some new, and you are still young, but he is a middle-aged man. I think I think the property industry is a sunset industry, and just judging from the population tendency, so there will be less and less people in China, and the population is reducing because those young men they are under great pressure and they are unwilling to buy an apartment. They are unwilling to get married, and there is no demand for new apartment in the current market in the future. And the current demand or needs is reducing too. They are under great pressure. They cannot find a job. They are earning they are working at lower incomes. Even they have to survive. They will live with their parents. Maybe their parents have an apartment. Okay, so there is no need for them to find a new job. Even also there is no need for them to buy a new house.